Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, this is Jesse with the Common Nerd, and man, I'll tell you what, ever since Donald J. Trump was elected president once again, ladies and gentlemen, it has been an absolute wild ride to see how much has changed, how quickly. We've seen the tech sector all come and bow down to kneel at the ring and kiss the ring out there at King's Landing, over at Mar-a-Lago out there. We've seen this stuff happen over and over again, and it's been absolutely a wild ride. Well, boys and girls, it looks like Donald Trump is not done shaking things up. And when it comes to Hollywood, he now has some special envoys that he's going to be sending to speak to them on his behalf. And one of those has even responded. And these are all going to be very well known knowns that you are going to know and love. And this is absolutely wild, boys and girls. I don't know what this means. I don't know if it's actually going to change anything in Hollywood out there, but it obviously means that Donald Trump has an interest. And it's always so nice to see the fact that a politician actually does understand that the culture is extremely important and the war on it must be fought just as much as it is everywhere else, because culture is everything, is downstream of culture. That includes politics. And it looks like Donald J. Trump recognizes that, boys and girls, and he is not going to let Hollywood not be a place that he is not going to touch. And this, I think, is absolutely wild. So as you can see over here from cosmicbook.news, Trump taps Jon Voight, Mel Gibson, and Sylvester Stallone as special ambassadors to revive Hollywood. And that is really cool, boys and girls. And we also have Mel Gibson's reaction to this as well, because it's kind of funny when Trump does stuff like this. He just puts it out there in the world. And I think this is absolutely hilarious. And I have no idea what this is going to mean for Hollywood, but hopefully, just like so many other things that seem to be getting better, and so much of this kind of culture war stuff seems to finally be dying down, and a lot of these idiots out there that decide to get in bed with the woke acolytes of the cult seem to finally be getting some common sense back into their brains and realizing this stuff doesn't work, or it just comes down to the fact that, yes, they'd actually all like to make money, and woke makes you go broke. And it looks like, at least maybe something will happen over there in Hollywood. At least Trump is taking an interest in it, and that, I think, is a very important thing. So we're going to check out this article from cosmicbook.news and get into all of the juicy details. But before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share with all your friends, and subscribe or follow if you have not already, boys and girls, because we have just crossed 1,500. We are grinding our way to 1,600, and I could not do that without every single one of you. Also, leave us a comment in the section down below. Do you think these are the perfect picks to be envoys to Hollywood? Do you think this is going to be one of the things that is actually going to work out? Do you think this is going to make a change in Hollywood? Or do you think this is just Trump being bolstering and being kind of silly and ridiculous and offering people that have essentially given him a lot of backing in the election a new deal and a good little position, a nice little title? Let us know what you think about all that in the comment section down below. And if you'd like to support the channel, please check out the links in the description as well. All right, from cosmicbook.news and our dear sweet Matt McGloin. Donald Trump is wasting no time shaking things up ahead of his presidency and inauguration on Monday. In a big announcement, Trump has appointed Hollywood legends Jon Voight, Mel Gibson, and Sylvester Stallone as special ambassadors to tackle the challenges facing Tinseltown. The trio will serve as Trump's eyes and ears in Hollywood, with the mission of reviving the struggling entertainment industry and ushering in a new golden age. Wouldn't that be nice? And I've said it many times on this channel and several different videos, and of course in my live streams that we do Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Come join us for the morning prep. It's one of them situations where I've said this is going to be looked back. History is going to look back. If there's an honest history written of this current time period in Hollywood, and since we are the media now, it sounds like we will be the ones writing the history, and well, we are the victors after all. It's one of them situations where if this is written properly and accurately, this will be considered a dark ages of Hollywood, right? A time where almost everything they put out was garbage. It was crap. It didn't matter if it was movies, television shows, comic books, all of it. It was just a dark age of the culture as a whole when it came to the kind of stuff that they produced. And honestly, that was kind of the nice part. What came after the dark ages? The Renaissance. And we see a Renaissance popping up right now. There's so many independent studios. There's so many independent comic book creators. There's so many independent writers out there that are finding their way into a successful use, whether it be Rippaverse, whether it be Angel Studios, or our dear friend Jason Sandberg with his Jupiter. Like, there's from large scales all the way to extremely small ones as well. There is a renaissance out there going on right now that you just have to look for it. So yes, I think this could help. I think this could be a very good sign. So let's see what old Donald J. Trump has to say. So he posted this on Truth Social, because of course he did. It is my honor to announce Jon Voight, Mel Gibson, and Sylvester Stallone to be special ambassadors to the great but very troubled place, Hollywood, California. They will serve as special envoys to me for the purpose of bringing Hollywood, which has lost much business over the last 4 years to foreign countries, ain't that a fact, boys and girls, back. Bigger, better, and stronger than ever before. These three very talented people will be my eyes and ears, and I will get done what they suggest. It will again be like the United States of America itself, the golden age of Hollywood. Amen, brother. I am here for that. I love it. I love it. I love it. I don't know how much influence they're going to have. I don't know how much of a difference they're going to be able to make, but I mean, come on. Having somebody actually pay attention to this and realize because there's so many Republicans, there's so many conservatives out there that just write it off. It's just a den of thieves and they're da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. They just want to write it all off and just not bother with it. That is not what you can do. You have to cover this stuff. You have to talk about it. It has to be important, and it's such a big problem with so many people out there, in the political sphere. They just want to write off culture and talk about like it doesn't matter. We'll just find something else to watch. Just turn off. It doesn't matter if Hollywood burns to the ground. You have no idea the legacies we would lose. Do you have any idea what kind of memories, how important this stuff is to so many people out there? DC, Marvel, Dune. I mean, there's so many movie franchises. I mean, Lord of the Rings. I mean, think of all of the things that we would lose if Hollywood went off the deep end. We will never get those things again. Those IPs would go to dust. They would end up being on shelves. And for years, we would not see anything from them. I don't want to live in that world, boys and girls. I got 6 kids. I want to raise them among the good, nerdy stuff that is coming out there. That's why I've been so critical of James Gunn with the Creature Commandos, because I want DC to be great again. I want Hollywood to be great again. We had a blast Thursday night reviewing Dracula Dead and loving it, and that's what I want to do. I don't want to be constantly angry. I don't want to be constantly yelling and screaming at you people and calling you out for all of your dumb decisions, but I will continue to do that as long as you make these stupid decisions, because the culture matters. Movies, television shows, escapism, entertainment matters. It matters probably more than just about anything else outside of your relationship with God, because your culture raises your children. It raises the next generation. That culture influences them and the decisions they will make and the kind of people they will be. And whether you like it or not, that culture comes out of Hollywood. So like Donald J. Trump said, let's make Hollywood great again, boys and girls. So when Trump says what Hollywood has lost much business over the last few years to foreign countries, he's likely referring to the trend of U.S. films and television productions clearly relocating abroad due to tax breaks that attract Hollywood projects. Obviously, we know about all the UK stuff, right? All the big discounts, which is shout out to the United Kingdom and all of their disclosures, because it's worked out great for all of us. And we know California is so expensive to do anything in. That's why a lot of these major studios, a lot of these major industries have moved their headquarters out of California. Nobody shoots in California anymore unless it's like television shows and stuff like that. Like, it's just not a good place to do business anymore. This movement, often termed runaway production, occurs when the projects are filmed outside of the country. Factors contributing to this shift include attractive tax incentives, lower production costs, and the availability of skilled labor in other nations. What are the examples? For instance, countries like the United Kingdom, Australia, and Canada have successfully attracted major productions by offering substantial financial incentives. In the UK, tax breaks have drawn Disney to film all its Star Wars movies there, Marvel to shoot its next Avengers movie, Fantastic Four was recently filmed in the UK, and Warner Brothers filmed The Batman in the UK. Amazon also filmed The Rings of Power, the most expensive TV show in history, in the UK and New Zealand. And guess what? It didn't do them any damn good. They're still going to lose everything. Movies filmed in Australia include Thor Ragnarok, Voltron, Elvis, and the last 2 Godzilla movies. I mean, Netflix is doing everything with One Piece in South Africa. Canada, particularly Vancouver, is well known for TV productions, including the CW's DC series. Yeah, that was one of the reasons why Supergirl had to move its production up to Canada when it got off of CBS and ended up on the CW, because it's too expensive. It's too expensive to film in the United States, and that is a problem. Wouldn't you much rather see the people influencing these movies being Americans, having these films made in America, boys and girls? Come on. That's what we need to see, because honestly, that's going to give a much better, I think it's just going to have a general overall effect on the quality of things. I just really do. Canada, particularly Vancouver. Yeah, there we go. We talked about that. According to what Trump says above, he wants to bring back American TV and film productions to the U.S., and I'm all here for it.
I'm all here for it. It means American jobs. It means American cultural influencers. It means all of that kind of stuff. They're going to be involved in this kind of stuff. And that's exactly what we need. California has been for a long time, and the United States as a whole for a long time, and depending on the state you're in, has been way too expensive to film these productions. And you want to know why these budgets are bloated? Now, a lot of it has to do with not only a bunch of fake jobs, a bunch of extra producers, a bunch of activists, and all of that kind of nonsense. But it's also just how expensive a lot of the taxes are. I mean, you have the insane amount of money you have to pay to film in New York and Los Angeles is just destroying a lot of these companies. And guess what? They're moving overseas. They're going to better places. And for all the facts about all of the tax breaks and everything from England, I would rather have that stuff. I love getting all of that information. I love being able to break all that down to you and prove verifiably beyond a shadow of a doubt that a movie or a television show lost money. But you know what? I will gladly lose that if a bunch of Americans are the ones making our movies and our television shows again, because that's what we need. And it sounds like Donald J. Trump is doing his absolute best to make America great again, and that includes Hollywood, boys and girls. And I am completely and totally here for it. Let's make Hollywood great again. Let's clear out this woke mind virus, and let's get back to the golden age of television and movies that we all know, love, and remember. Stop making me review old stuff just to find something good. Give us some new good stuff and bring back those wonderful American jobs to Hollywood, because that's exactly what we need. So shout out to Donald J. Trump. And oops, I almost forgot. Boys and girls, I'm glad you stuck around here to the end, because Mel Gibson has responded to this. He didn't even know about it, and I completely forgot. I was going on such a rant. We were on such a little tangent that I almost forgot, but I didn't. So shout out to everybody who stuck around to the end, because President-elect Trump said that longtime supporters Jon Voight, Mel Gibson, and Sylvester Stallone will be his special ambassadors to Hollywood. Gibson has replied, I got the tweet at the same time all of you and was just as surprised. And nevertheless, I heed the call. My duty as a citizen is to give any help and insight I can. Any chance that position comes with an ambassador's residence? I love that. I love that. That's a great start to all of this kind of stuff. Shout out to Mel Gibson. I cannot wait to see the next Christ movie that he makes. And honestly, boys and girls, this is wonderful. This is all good signs all the way around. We'll see if they can actually make a difference. We'll see what kind of impact they can actually have. But if we can make Hollywood great again, boys and girls, I think all of us will benefit from every single bit of that.